Hi guys, my name is Fiona.
And my name is Mayumi.
And we're super excited to welcome you back to
Make It, Don't Fake It.
So in our last episode, we finished off with talking about manipulations that we personally didn't like in network marketing and marketing in general. We talked about faking a lifestyle. What else did we talk about?
We talked about faking, why we called it Make It, Don't Fake It, and what we were faking was like lifestyle, result. Well, no, we didn't talk about results. We talked about numbers.
Pretending that it's so easy. You don't have to put work in.
Pretending that it's...
And this episode, we want to get a bit more into spilling the tea and talk about our own experience, manipulation that we've personally experienced, to just show you that network marketing is not only beautiful when some marketers market the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, I would say let's dive directly into the gossip. Mayumi, what would you say is...
No, you are going first this time.
No.
We are going the other way around. I feel like I'm always talking. Guys, if you get to know me, I'm always talking. So we have to give Fiona the opportunity to do her talking first this time. So I want to ask Fiona to tell us all, what's the worst manipulation that you have seen, that you have either gone through yourself or seen with someone else? It doesn't have to be your own experience, but something you thought like, okay, this is just so wrong.
Yeah, I think the worst thing, small lies about numbers to make it look even a bit more bright than it is, which is breaking the trust of people. So we're in a network marketing based company where we also trade, right? So numbers play an even more important role in our network marketing business than maybe in a business that is selling water. And what I've seen, do you want to say something?
Yeah, well, it's the same as like those products that let you lose weight and they're like, lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So what I've seen is just these little lies about making numbers look a bit more beautiful. So it looks better for the public, how you can market it when you can say, oh, this person made 5 figures, 6 figures from trading, though maybe this is not really the case yet. And even though it's not like far off, why do you still have to make it better? Isn't it already good enough how it actually is? And I've experienced this with quite some things, and I've seen it, what other people told me, that some marketers, they are just switching around the details, and this is just breaking the trust. Because what I hear a lot is from the inside that people say, yeah, but the people on the outside, they don't know. They don't know if this is exactly the truth. They will never know. And I'm like, yeah, but even if it's not that much of an...
Do you think that's true? Do you think that the people outside don't ever find out?
They will. 100%, I think they will. They will maybe not immediately, but there we go again with the short wins and the long-term run. Because once the people join, and maybe exactly this trigger word, because somebody said something, is the reason that they decided to join, and then they find out it's not a lie, but it's also not 100% the truth, then the trust is already, it has got like itches.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is that when you do it that way, let's say I sign you up, and you believe that what I told you is 100% true. You don't doubt it. You trust me, right? We've built this bond, and I have you in this place where actually I could help you so well because we've built some type of trust, and you believe in what I said. And then you join, and you find out that not everything is exactly how I said it, or you get some type of feeling in the bottom of your stomach where you're like, and you're starting to view things differently. That's when you're already, in my opinion, as a marketer, effed up. Because as soon as that customer, because as a network marketer, not a one-time sales, we want people to trust us in the long term and not in the short term. So if you sign someone up and they find out that you're intentionally manipulating someone, I think the intentional part is very, very important, that you're intentionally using something to manipulate someone to make it seem some type of way. Then they sort of feel like everything you're going to say after that, they have to think whether it's true or not.
You can compare that perfectly with a relationship when you're super jealous or you're afraid your partner is cheating, and he's maybe not cheating, but he starts to do small lies, like where, for example, he went because he told you he went to the supermarket and you found out he met a male friend because they wanted to play FIFA, whatever. But this small little lie is going to make you question everything that he's saying afterwards. The trust is just gone.
But why? Because we question why the person feels
lying.
necessary
Yes.
to lie. Because you're going to question, okay, but if there's nothing wrong, why are you lying about it? If it's so great, why are you lying about it? If it actually works, why are you lying about it? It makes the whole thing feel like it's deception, when maybe that one little lie, yes, was deception, but not the whole thing is not true. Maybe you do lose like good weight. Let's say we were talking about the weight and you say 50 kilos in 2 weeks, which is, I know guys, it's very, very much. I am exaggerating to the max, but, and then the thing does actually help you lose 10 kilos in 2 weeks. Why did you exaggerate? Because that person's gonna feel like it's not working at all, when it is actually working. It's just not working as you told it that it was working. And that just makes people feel like the whole thing is a scam when it's not.
Yeah, 100%. Because like you said, if it's great, you don't need to make it greater than it is. When it comes to trading, a lot of people expect, okay, after 6 months, 1 year, I'm going to earn so much more money than I'm earning when I'm working a like regular 9-to-5 job. Though why it directly has to be a goal to earn more than a 9-to-5 job. If you already make from trading a full-time income that you made before with your job, this is absolutely amazing. Even if you only make a couple of €100 in the beginning, even if you make €50 in the beginning, it's still more money than you ever had before. And I think people have so extraordinary goals, and this is also because of the way how some people market.
But I feel like some people will say, yeah, but if I'm making as much as I was making in my 9-to-5, am I not in the same situation? And that's why I said last time, it depends on your alignment. If your alignment is that you want to be at work because you like the social life, you like the work environment that you're in, then yes, and like going into trading and being behind a desk and trading will not be your thing. But if you want to be able to travel and work from wherever you want, then it's aligned with what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it very different. And I don't think that trading is for everyone. I think you can, everyone can utilize like automatic trading, like you can utilize making your money work for you, but do you have to be a professional trader? No.
But I think I just wanted to head it to this point. Next to these small lies, I also don't like this wishy-washy about how you make your income, for example.
What do you mean?
One assumption a lot of people have when it comes to trading and network marketing is that most people actually don't make money from the trading, but just from the marketing. This is an assumption a lot of people have, because they say, yeah, if the trading side would work so good, why do you have to still do the marketing side? And I think the reason why people do the marketing side are super different. And I think they are not necessarily bad. The only bad reason would be if the trading product services actually aren't working, so that you have to do the marketing. But like, luckily for us, this is not the case. But still, even though a lot of people still make the most money from marketing. And I think because
people make the most money from marketing?
Well, they pretend online to make money from trading and marketing, though it's probably 90% marketing and 10% trading, which is not a bad thing itself. Because if they would explain their reasons for it, or because people decide to just make use of the passive AIs, this is like still an indicator that the products itself are working. Because like you just said, a lot of people, or some people, they just don't want to trade. They just want to make use of the passive AIs. But because these people are so wishy-washy about it, to the outside, it seems like these people actually make a lot of money from trading. And when you ask these people, do you make more money from trading? Do you make more money from marketing? They're so wishy-washy with their answers. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. So that comes to my point where I really don't like that people say you have to leave your 9-to-5 to be able to trade, or do, like, you have to switch out the one to do the other. So people that might make a lot of money through markets still use like some services that might not be so hands-on. You don't have to be so actively involved, and they still utilize it and they still make an income from it. The same way they do that with their like marketing side, and they utilize trading and that sort of stuff to grow their money, right? I feel like it's such a shitty thing to tell people, yeah, you should be leaving your 9 to 5 to do this, when maybe they can just do their 9 to 5 and grow their money while they're doing their 9 to 5. And it's so much pressure to be like, leave your 9 to 5 and bash 9 to 5s. And
but I can only speak for our company. I think we're actually, I don't see a lot of people within our company actually bashing 9 to 5s.
No. There are enough, not just in our company, sweetheart. It's like, it's everything I see on TikTok. Everybody's talking about the matrix, the 9 to 5, like escaping, blah, blah, blah. But listen, guys, if we all wanted to be entrepreneurs, we would be screwed. If we all wanted to be a bus driver, we would be screwed. Like, we wouldn't have nurses. We are all different. It's okay that some people do want to have that 9 to 5. You know, that's what I'm trying to say, is that people make it seem like you can't build financial wealth with a 9 to 5. Yes, you can still build financial wealth if you diversify where you're getting your streams of income. So you could use the money you make from your 9 to 5 and start investing or trading next to that, or utilizing certain services, or investing your money into certain investments, or crowdfunding, whatever. You can have so many different ways of investing nowadays. Doesn't mean you can't build something great. It might be a different way, it might be a different amount, but I feel like that's something that annoys me, is that it's either one way or the other way. Like, it's black or white, you know?
Yeah, for some marketers, definitely. But I don't completely agree, because you mentioned the matrix, like escape the matrix TikToks. And I think what a lot of marketers try to do is approach their type of people, because I felt like I was stuck in a matrix that I don't want to be a part of. And this is why these kind of TikToks attracted me, because I just didn't feel like I just saw a TikTok yesterday. It was a girl in early 30s and 20s, I don't know. And she was like, I have my life under control, you know, guys. Like, I have 2 jobs. I wake up every day. I get my house clean. Everything is fine. But every morning I wake up and I'm like, what am I doing this for? Where is the sense? Where is the purpose? And this TikTok made me so, because this is exactly how I wouldn't want to have my life looking like. I don't want to wake up every morning and be like, why am I doing this? Am I only doing this to pay my bills? Why am I working 2 jobs? So I think escaping the matrix.
I don't mind you making a TikTok about escaping the matrix. I just think it's freaking annoying that you're saying that people that don't realize that they're in the like that they should be trying to get out of it, that they're stupid.
It's up to the wording.
I think putting down other people because they're in a 9 to 5, or making them feel like they're not working as hard or they're not as smart because they don't see things the way you see them.
I haven't finished my sentence yet, but this is what I wanted to say. It comes down to how you word it. Whether you say 9 to 5 is shit, this is not true, because everybody wants something different, or you just give an option to people. The wording is everything in marketing. You shouldn't talk people down, but you should give people an opinion to do different.
When you have an accident, who's going to be looking after you? A freaking doctor, right? When you have your house burning down, is going to be a freaking firefighter. So when you're bashing people that don't see things the way you see them, I feel like you are being very rude. You're putting people down that work really hard, and you're making them feel like they're not as worthy as you just because they don't have this broader way of thinking. And I get that in your state of mind, you're like, oh, it's such a shame for that person. And that's fine that you think it's a shame for that person that they don't get more out of it. But I don't think you should make them feel like they're less or stupid or anything like that just because they are doing this. Because in the end of the day, we all are very, very dependent on people that have a 9 to 5, that do these 9 to 5 jobs. If there was no 9 to 5s, where do you want to get your food? Where do you want to go to a restaurant? All these luxury things that we love to do. How are you going to do it?
Yeah. The problem I see is that a lot of people, and I don't speak for everyone, I'm so happy for everybody that found the passion in what they're doing, whatever it is. The problem I see is that a lot of people, I have the feeling, only work a job because of the money. If they wouldn't need the salary in order to pay their bills, they would do something different. And this is what me, because, you know, this is not the life I want. And I, for example, think at a point in my life where I don't need to worry about money, maybe I'm also going back to a part-time 9 to 5, because then I have the freedom to truly find my passion. I can try out different things. And I told you in another episode before, I truly believe people only people are only happy when they're helping others, when they're serving a bigger purpose. And a lot of service-based jobs that we have are there to help people. I just think under the conditions of our modern working world, the people can't help the people they want. So, for example, in a nursing home, I think a lot of people that work there, they started their job because they had a passion of helping old people. But because of the conditions of the modern world, they don't have the time. I've spoken to a person that's working there, and she was like, I used to love my job because I had amazing connections with the old people that I was taking care of.
Me too.
But because the pressure and the workload is so high, and so like we don't have enough employees, and the old people are living longer, so there are more people and whatever, I just don't have the time for my patients that I want to give them. And this is taking for her the fun away of it, because she can't actually follow her purpose anymore, because she has so many regularities and scripts she needs to follow in order to get all her people done. That's like taking the fun away from her. You know what I mean?
I think every system is, like me personally, but we'll dive into that in another subject. But I think the whole freaking system in healthcare, but in every industry, our whole systems are breaking down, and it's like a circle. In every business there's a circle, and how you treat your customers, how you treat your employees, how like how the whole system works, it's going to go around and around and around and around. And if nothing changes in that circle, the whole circle just keeps going on and on and on and on. And this is exactly what you're talking about.
Coming back to the lying, I have a question. You're like, oh God, what are you going to ask me now? Now I want to know something, because we talked about the lying, and I think there are certain manipulations, not only in network marketing and marketing in general, where I want to get your opinion on. So, for example, what's super common in network marketing is to fake how many spots you have left on your team, or to fake, for example, yeah, we have an opportunity call, but I can only take 3 people. So make sure to message me back immediately. Otherwise, I will give the spot to somebody else. These kind of things to make people feel pressured because they're afraid of not getting a spot when they're not quick enough with deciding. How do you feel about that?
Okay. First of all, I'm going to get a lot of hate for what I'm about to say. I don't think you should. And I want to explain, because some people say to me, yeah, but Mimi, it's absolutely harmless. I'm not hurting anybody by saying this. Yes, you bloody are. You are hurting yourself. That person that joins that, let's say it's an opportunity call, right? And you're saying like, this is a super exclusive and I only have 3 spots. And then you come onto the op call. Maybe you don't find out yet. You're like, okay, they don't understand yet that it was a way to get them on the call, to push a little bit. But once they join and they find these things out, that's when there's like this trigger where they recap what happened to them, and they feel maybe not lied to, but they feel some type of, we have a radar where we get a pit in our stomach when things don't feel completely correct, and we all have that. So when that happens and they find that out, that pit will drop and they will start being distrustful to everything you've said, to all the products, to everything all that trust that you've worked to build up, all that work you've done to get them to sign up, you just destroyed it with one freaking blow that you didn't need to do. If it's so freaking harmless, why are you doing it? It's like the lie. Why lie if it's not necessary? If it's so great, why lie that it's greater than it is? You know, I feel like it's the same thing. And as soon as somebody finds that out, you actually did yourself so bad, because that person might have signed up. And if you hadn't been that way, maybe they would have been such a loyal customer and they would have stayed and everything. But because they have this pit in their stomachs, and we are humans, every time we feel sort of a distrust towards someone, we like to gravitate away from that. So I feel like you just did yourself wrong. You did the company wrong. You did the products and services wrong, because you started off the relationship in the wrong way.
I agree. Though what I think doesn't make sense, once again, is that people bash these things when it comes to network marketing. In fact, of, oh, you're lying to me, you lied to me. But though these kind of things happen everywhere in marketing, whenever, there are so many examples. For example, when you book a flight and it says on the page, only 2 or only 1 seat left for this price, you know that this is to 99% this isn't true. They're only putting it on the website, and if you check a half an hour later, it's still saying the same, just to make you feel like you have to book this flight immediately, because otherwise the price is going to get higher or the seat is gone. And I still think that this is shouldn't be how we market in general.
But wait, because that's totally different. That's a one-time sales. That's what I'm saying. If you are just selling for one-time sale, yeah, sure, use it. Go right ahead. Nobody needs to trust you.
But does it make it that better?
No, I'm not saying it makes it better. I'm just saying that it won't destroy you as a marketer in the long run.
Okay.
If that's the way you want to market, and that's the way like a business chooses to do it. But you will see businesses that do choose the manipulation side will have less loyal customers. It's not that they won't have as many customers, but they won't have reoccurring customers. And as we're talking about network marketing, we need to have reoccurring customers, right? Not one-time customers. We want somebody that is a loyal customer. So if you're talking about network marketing, this is such a bad way to market. I'm not saying it's bad in a way from like, fui, you shouldn't do that. No, I'm telling you, it's bad for you. It's going to be bad for your business, because in the end of the day, once you've grown, when you have a lot of people, and if a lot of people feel the same way, they're going to talk together, and it's going to screw you over when you might not even be as bad as everybody thinks that you're like, do you understand what I mean? You're just doing yourself so wrong by doing this. I'm not saying it's wrong to do it. Do whatever you want. You know, I'm nobody's moral compass. You're your own moral compass. I'm just saying that in the end of the day, it's not going to help you as you want to grow your business, as you think it's going to help you grow your business. I think in the long term, it's going to destroy what you've actually, let's say you build for a year or two, and you build like a great team. You're going to lose that freaking team, and they're going to go together because they're going to forcefully together communicate and feel the same way, and then they're going to go all together once. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. So you're basically saying we need to do it better than sales.
We need to do it in a better way than sales, because we are saying we're mentors. We are guiding you. You can trust us. A sales is not a trust relationship. I don't feel like it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like a one-time sales is very different than me saying to you, trust me, I'm going to help you. We're going to get on a personal level with each other. We're going to build a relationship. You are going to start to open up to me. You don't have to open up to the guy that you bought your TV to.
Have you ever lied in the past when it comes to how many spots you've left, or that you're going to give the spot to somebody else if the person isn't responding until tonight? Have you ever lied?
Yeah, I think in the messages in the beginning, when I said like I'm going to I didn't actually lie, because I did send the message like I'm gonna clear out my DMs, but I did end up deleting all those people, all the DMs, and but in the end I decided that was so stupid, because now I didn't know who I'd spoken to and who I hadn't spoken to. It was a very smart decision to make. So but yeah, no, I think I have done some certain little things, but on my way I realized, hey, this is not, because of the feedback I've seen from other people that tell me certain things about network marketing or what they didn't like. And then I'm looking at the situation and I'm thinking, okay, so this isn't really helpful. I think it's going to hurt me in the long term. And that's when I decided for myself, I don't think this is the way I want to market. Again, guys, I'm not judging anybody to do anything that way. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to help you in the long term.
Because I did it too, especially in the beginning, because I think it's normal when you do network marketing, you follow basically everything that you've been told, because you don't know how to do better, and you kind of need to find your own style, how you feel good and what is working for you. So I did it too in the beginning, but I realized it didn't work for me at all, and I understood why, because as you said, we're not just making a sale, and I don't want that people feel pressured to join, because this is a completely wrong situation. I don't want to start off that way. I don't want to give a person a feeling, if you don't join today, you will never see me again. I don't want to give people that peer pressure, but because I'm thinking how I've been back then in the situation, and I wouldn't have cared if there's 1 spot left or 10 spots left, because I made the decision for myself whether this is the right opportunity for me or not. I didn't make it based off how many other people join, because I'm so self-focused And I personally realized I also don't want to have people on my team that just join because they think, oh, she had 10 spots, 9 spots are already gone. Okay, so what she has is apparently super great. I don't want people that think that way. You know what I mean?
I personally just don't. I would never want somebody to turn around and say, I can't trust you. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like you lied to me from day one.
Yeah.
That would be like my worst nightmare, that one of my customers would say to me, I'm so sorry, I love the products, but I don't want you to be my mentor because I just can't trust you as a person.
Mm-hmm. Last thing you haven't really actually talked about, you asked me what my worst manipulation was that I experienced. But what about you? What do you think was the manipulation that you disliked the most?
One of the things that I ran into that I really disliked because it broke a seal of trust of where to get the information. So I get really annoyed when somebody acts like they are a master in a certain field, or they know a lot about a certain subject, or they're like an expert on something, and they are totally not. They just do it to make people feel like you know what you're talking about, and definitely you should know what you're talking about, and to a certain extent you can't be an expert on everything, but you shouldn't act like you are. You know what I mean? You should explain how it is that somebody can still utilize the products or whatever, because otherwise people are going to have the wrong impression from day one, and when they don't get from you what they want to get from you. Like, I will give an example. Some people like ask me questions a lot about crypto. I'm very honest to people and say to them, I utilize most of our AIs and alerts. Like, it's none of it's done on my own analysis when it comes to crypto, because I don't understand crypto as much as I understand Forex and stuff. So I'm very honest. But if I would have said in the get-go, like, yeah, and I'm so like, I'm doing my own trades on crypto and I'm making so much money off of myself and I know exactly what I'm doing, then that person will sign up with me and ask me a bunch of questions. And when I'm not able to answer, they'll be like, what the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always tell people, like, no, this is how I make money from crypto. This is how you can make money from crypto. We do have the education. You can get educated on it, but I'm not well educated on it.
I agree, because there again, you're kind of faking knowledge that you don't have. And I truly don't understand why people think this is the right way to handle it, because it's just not sustainable. Because if this is your tactic to sign people up because you make them feel like you are a great mentor because you have so much knowledge in every kind of field, when the person then actually signs up and they have the intention to use you as a mentor because they think they can get all the knowledge from you, and then they realize they actually can't, and you're just sending them off to somebody else because you don't know what you pretend to know you're talking about, like, people will understand. Once they join, they will see, and then, like you said before, people will start talking, and people will find out, hey, yeah, I experienced the same. I always thought I was the only one. You are never able to stop people from talking. And I think when it goes behind you, that people, you said, for example, you never want your customers behind your back to talk like, I don't want to, like, she's not a good mentor, or for you it would be the worst
I think
thing.
it's going to happen anyway, but it shouldn't be true.
Yeah, it shouldn't be true. Of course. Customers, you always have customers that will never be 100% happy. Whatever you do, this is always the case, of course. But I personally, first of all, would want to have the trust of my customers being able to come to me and be honest when they, for example, say, hey, I would appreciate help more, or I wish you would have told me this and that. I want to have that trust that my customers feel safe enough around me to tell me this, and not talk to each other, but not to me, because they're afraid of what I'm going to say, first of all. And second of all, I think it's a sign when a lot of people think the same way. You will always have a few, but when a lot of people say the same thing, then maybe it's something about you, you know?
Yeah. I want to give an example, guys, of something that I just shot into my head. Let's say you go to the hospital and you want to get your eyes checked, and you go to a doctor that's specialized in heart. And that doctor says to you, I'm going to be your eye doctor. I'm a great doctor, blah, 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 but it's a heart surgeon. But he's selling you on the fact that he's going to be your doctor when he knows you actually need eye surgery. How up would you feel? How screwed up would you feel if a doctor was to do that with you? You would feel so bad. Well, it's the same way when I act like I'm specialized in something that I'm not. With me, I know if I sign that person up, that person's going to be signed up for 1 month and they're going to leave me because I can't give them what they need. Whether, even though, yes, I won't be making money from it, if I send them to somebody that I know is really good at crypto and I will be able to mentor them really well, I know that customer will be in our company for the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's not going to give you the results that you want to get, but I don't think it's good. I think the book, The Go Giver, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it mentions this sort of thing, because you're giving that person the value that they need, that your needs will be met later on.
Yeah. One last point I want to bring on. It's not 100% manipulation, but somehow yes. What I've seen or experienced is that people only want you to talk about the positive things. Even though the products and services are great, I think everything in life has also a negative or not so good side next to it. Maybe not a not so good side, but you get what I mean. Like, not everything is shiny and perfect. There are also some negative aspects, and this is totally fine. Like, we as human beings, you're a great person, but still you have some characteristics that maybe aren't your brightest side, right?
Yeah.
Totally normal. But what makes me like you is that you're so honest about also your not so nice characteristics. You know what I mean? Like, you're not pretending to be only the amazing Mayumi, always happy and shiny, and trying to hide the maybe not so bright sides, because we all have them, and this is what makes us human, and this is what makes us beautiful. This is something where I in network marketing have the feeling people only want you to bring positivity and hype things up and talk about positive results. But when people have doubts, they always want them to be cleared in private with your mentor, not, for example, in a group chat, because people don't want that negativity in a group chat. This is what I've heard as it's being like negative. But I don't think it's a negative thing to be able to openly talk about doubts or questions or more negative questions that you have, because this is, again, what builds trust. What do you think?
I think a good marketer would say, good point. Are we going to work on that? That's what I think. I think that if somebody has these things, unless it's something you can rationally say to somebody, okay, this is actually how it works. I think you're seeing it. Sometimes people see things the wrong way, and you need to shift their way of looking at it, but you are just reassuring them, like not reassuring them, but trying to get them to view it just a little bit differently, because they're probably looking from that angle. And I'm trying to get them to look from this angle, you know what I mean? Or look further than what's here. But when it's like, no, you can't like doubt it. Thing for me is what I've learned is to take feedback and tell somebody like, okay, I'm definitely going to look into that and see what we can do to improve. I love the feedback that you're giving me right now, because as a company, we always want to improve.
Culture.
We always, exactly. You're just making somebody feel like their opinion matters. They feel heard. They feel listened to. Most of the time when people have these sort of doubts and have these sort of things, it's not even that they doubt the whole system or the whole thing. It's just they want to feel heard. They want to feel listened to. They want to feel understood. And as a marketer, your best way of helping them is to make them feel understood, make them feel heard, and make them feel like their opinion matters, and be like, yes, I can get where you're coming from. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to see if there's something we can do to better that, or maybe I can help you to do something else that might benefit you better, because maybe this just doesn't fit what you're looking for. Because most of the time when somebody's making a doubt, there's something behind that doubt, and you should be looking at what is the need of that person at that moment. If that person's saying, this isn't working for me, blah, 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 blah. Okay, why isn't it working for you?
And doubt is not a bad thing. I think it's more unhealthy to just blindly follow some leaders and preach everything that they're doing. It's always good to use your own head, whether you agree on something or you disagree on something. And I love what you just said about the percentage, because guys, if you like, this is the first episode you're watching, you probably would think we hate network marketing, because this episode we're really talking about the things that we don't like so much, or the manipulation side about it. And if you only see this episode, you would think that we're probably not even into network marketing and we hate what we do. But this is not true. We have so many episodes before where we talk about the beauty of it, but a little percentage where is there where we think it can be done better or we don't like.
And not everybody does it the bad, like these are just things that we hope that people that do these things maybe with, like I said, a different angle of looking at it, that we get to show them our view on it, that they might open up and think, hey, maybe I could do it just a little bit differently, because I do see that it might hurt me and the customer in the long term. We're not doing it to bash anybody. We're just trying to open everybody's mind and experiences to looking at things differently.
Of course, but I think this percentage, whether it's 80% that we like, 20% that we dislike, 90%, 10%, whatever the percentage is, the majority of things in network marketing we love. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it, right? But I think in a good culture, it's so important to be able to openly talk about this 30, 20, 10% that you don't like. Because if it's just like talked under the ground and you're not allowed to talk about it because you're only allowed to talk about the positive things, this is what messes people up. This is when, you know, in the inside you feel so, I want to get it out. And then these little things, again, like in a relationship, when you don't communicate and these little things add up and then you're having a big fight.
But this is the reason why people don't like 9 to 5s, because in your 9 to 5 you can't talk about these
things. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then this is what I wanted to say. This is that when you're not allowed to talk about the things that you don't like, then it's basically like having a boss there where you need to take care of what you're saying.
Exactly. You're gonna be on your guard, just like you were on your 9 to 5, and you like the fact that you can have your own opinion when you're an entrepreneur, and you're able to question things, you're able to look at things from different angles, get other people's perspectives. And when that is not available to you, you're going to feel like you're in a 9 to 5 again.
Last thing I want to add to this is, I think for me, in a good culture, of course, you need rules. Every culture, every group of people needs some ground rules to follow 100%, otherwise it's not working. But as much as having a open, mistake culture, that you're able to make mistakes and nobody's going to blame you. This is super important, but as well, it's super important to be able to talk about things you don't like and things that you think that can be done better. Whatever position you're in, we talked about it before in network marketing, you also kind of have a voice when you're still in a lower rank. But as soon as you don't have that voice, then it's basically like you're having a boss. And this is not how it's supposed to be, because in the end, even though you're in a team, you have an upline, you have sidelines, you're self-employed.
Can you imagine if a doctor didn't know what he was doing and he's just going to do it because he's just too scared to say that he doesn't know what he's doing? Oh my God.
Catastrophe. Guys, we would really love to know if you ever had experiences in network marketing.
What was your worst manipulation that you have run into? Whether it's normal network marketing or just normal marketing or network marketing, do put it like next to it if it was network marketing or marketing. But what was your worst experience with marketing?
This is what we want to hear. And next week, we're going to talk about how we personally would do the things better that we now talked about, how we don't like them to be done, the manipulation, how we think these things can be done better through inspiration instead of manipulation. Because we don't only want to hate and bash and talk about negative things, we're solution orientated. So we want to talk about what we think is how it's just can be done better. So stay tuned for next week, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.